Next question is Christina says, do you ever get stressed about your business anymore? Are there still bad days when you get to your level? Um, this would be a good question for you to ask my two right hand assistants, my right hand and my left hand, Aurora and Aaron, double A's. Um, I think they would tell you that I am 90% not stressed. And even when something does get on my radar, I'm not like losing it. Like they're never gonna wake up to like really mad, grumpy Tim. Like that's just not how I roll, right? I'm usually a pretty happy person, and I don't know. There's only been like random. So let me think. In the last year, how many really stressed out days did I have from Amazon? I think when a situation comes up, I may be stressed in the moment, but my brain has been trained over time to immediately go into like solution mode. How can I reframe this? How can, even if this is a bad situation, how can I reframe in my mind that makes it a good situation, which alleviates the stress? For example, I had a 40-foot container full of goods, and what did they message me? Tim, the 40-foot container got here and it looks like there was a crack in it and a bunch of water got in and half of your boxes look destroyed. I sit there and think about that. So even I get reimbursed for that, I still got to make more, and that means I'm going to be out of stock. And how does this reimbursement process even work? But in that moment, I'm still like, you know what? If it's a numbers game, this probably isn't going to happen to me anytime soon again. And by me going through this process right now, then if one of my students goes through it, I know what to do, right? I also know the value of insurance, making sure your shipments have insurance. Another time, I had a product that had a wood material in it, and they had made it like during winter, and I had it inspected, but I had too much inventory, so I had them like leave it in China for a while. Boxed up, I just didn't need it yet. I didn't sell that many. Then I had them mail it all in when I needed to reorder. And then I started getting messages that there was some mold on it. Customers, like multiple customers. I'm like, what do you mean? And I realized, I reached out to supplier. I'm like, what happened? They're like, oh, you know what I think it was when you manufactured this thing, it was a little damp in the warehouse. And because it sat all closed up for so long, it wasn't like open air and was able to dry, that over time, like this mold started happening. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, what do I do? And so I had to do a removal order for all of those to a freight forward company who had to inspect everything, find that piece, take it out, have the supplier send them in over, and then have them rebox it, send it back in, right? So even at that situation, I was like, this product has made me over $15,000. And even if that product never made me another dollar, I'm pretty happy I made that 15. I got ranked initially, and I know I can get ranked again. Let me just handle this. I'll have the supplier reimburse me, which they totally did. Went through the process again. It's a learning lesson for me, which I can transfer to my students, right? If they come into a situation like that, boom, we're good to go, right? Enough things like that have happened where I have become like a seasoned warrior, so that when weird things and crazy things happen, I go like, oh man, really? I really just got an email that said the listing got shut down? Or, oh, really? A hijacker? Oh, come on. I had too many returns on this, so my listing's suppressed for a little bit. I give it about like 10 seconds. All right, let's get this, right? All right, let's get this. And then when my listing comes back alive, you know what I say? Somebody's gonna die, right? Low price, coupon, major PPC bonanza, we're going back at it. They're gonna remember that I am still back in this game, right? So, I don't know. I've never been a really big stress head, and maybe that's why I don't have any gray hair. The next question, Chris says, what drives you? That's a good question. I just like I